Friday. This is
Yep.
Fabulous Fridays with Ash-Lea. I'm Ash.
And I am Lee.
Welcome to our podcast. This is set up for women everywhere. We cover topics that you're already talking about with your girlfriends, either at work, at home, over some margaritas, but they're the same.
Or on Zoom.
Or on Zoom with the margarita. Topics that, you're already talking about with your friends. Lee and I are talking about them as well. And that's why we have the podcast. So we can all talk about it together. And we love comments. We love it when you reach out and, let us know that you listen to it and what you have to say about some of the topics as well. So keep reaching out to us. We love it.
And we realize that we're not very consistent for the last couple months, but hey, it's summertime. We're supposed to be out on the beach, right? So
Right.
I think we know that you understand. Works get its place, but sometimes play also get its place. So we're not apologizing. We are embracing, and we hope that you tune in when you need a little boots, and you can step out when you need playtime. We're here all the time.
Yep.
Wow. On cloud.
Love it. Yes. Get your
on
playtime
the cloud.
On the cloud. I love it.
So this week, what are we going to talk about, Ash-Lea?
Okay. So we're thinking, let's talk about end of summer, all the things going through your head that you have to deal with, business, personal, all of the above. For some of us, it's raining like crazy. For others, it's just drought, hot, dry. Our grass is crunching underneath our feet.
Yeah. I think, it is not quite the end of summer yet because we are tailing in, right? We're August.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the last dip before school start. This is the time. Make your fun time with your kids and get ready for the next school year or the next business year.
Yes.
And Ash-Lea was talking about either drought or raining. So Ash-Lea is in Des Moines,
in Iowa.
Iowa. I am in Florida. This is raining season for us. So, and this is very much like our business too.
Mm-hmm.
Some part of the country, you will feel like it's hot and you're melting and no sign of rain. And other part of the country is downpouring every day. Feast or famine.
Definitely. Yeah.
And how do you gauge into make your crop to be a consistency so you can harvest it all the time? Even productivity, even mindset, like you can be ups and down. Mm-hmm. Too much rain is no good. Too much drought is no good. Too much hype is no good. Too much sorrow is no good. So how do we keep that consistency? Any idea, Ash-Lea?
Oh, well, let me tell you. We were talking about, I think kind of our conversations have all centered around gardening, outdoors, which I love, and talking about drought or rain or, anything like that. When, for example, putting it together in the springtime, you're planting your seeds all summer long, you're just getting those plants ready so that you can harvest them. If you're in a place like Iowa, you're getting ready to start harvesting, and then that's when the drought usually hits. So you just have to take extra steps to make sure that your plants don't die before you finally get to pick a tomato, So our tomato plants are like, help me. And we have to. You can't just ignore this stage and then think you're going to come back in 2 weeks and have wonderful tomatoes. Same with business, same with life. Once the drought starts, it does take a little bit extra work, but then once you get there and you get to, reap your harvest, you're going to be glad you did it. And that hard work right now, while you're sweating outside and it's pouring off of you and it feels like 104 degrees, does not feel worth it. But then later when you're making a BLT inside in the air conditioning, it's amazing. So I think my biggest thing right now is stick with it, because there are so many times in your life when you don't want to. And so this is a good reminder. And Mother Nature just always gives us a good reminder of how life is cyclical, and you just got to stick with it.
I love the analogy. I love the Mother Nature always throw us a curveball.
Yes.
And so is life. Life is always throwing us a curveball. I mean, where you're having a lot of drought, we having a lot of rain. And how do you maintain that tomato if it's so much rain and it's diluting out and it's boasting, your tomato and it cracks open? Now, mind you, I have not been able to plant tomatoes in my backyard for the last couple of years because those moths just keep laying eggs on my tomato plants, and I was not able to harvest any. I mean, this year has been really bad, but the rain had actually tripled things that it's grow, like weed.
Oh, yeah.
And even some of the flowers that I love to pick to dry them to make tea. One of the flowers called the butterfly pea tea flowers, which is I really adore. But if you gauge the same thing, if you have so much business, let's say you have so much rain, you have so much business pouring in, and you don't have the capacity to serve your client in a quality way, you may dilute that and people might not like it and they might walk away. So how can you keep those juicy tomato in place? How can you keep those good clients that still love you and maintain that quality service while you're having overflow? So those are all the planning thing. And I love the fact that we're taking Mother Nature's and gardening as the gauge of our conversation. But if you think about it, it's all very similar. And what Ash-Lea's saying about planning is the key. If you have overflow stuff, do you have a team that can help you to take care of the people that you want to serve? And maybe you can kind of like sift out those people, those Peter clients, those people that you have always palpitation when you pick up the phone. It's like, oh, I don't know what to say. Maybe those are not the people that you want to serve because it's not matching with your dynamic or your philosophy. So have a plan B. If you overflow, make plan when it's drought, how you're going to find people, collaborating with people. When you are overflow, do you have a source that can help you to take care of that blessing abundant that you have?
Yeah, I love that. And I think too, if you are in overflow, which is a good thing. But one of the things that I do is I have a rule that I never onboard a new client, more than one new client at a time. And so when someone new comes in, it does take a little bit more time. You're getting to know each other, the business, you're setting up processes, strategies. It takes a lot. And you can't do that. I can't do that for more than one person. And so I only bring in one at a time. And so even if I have, 3 waiting, that's just the way it is. And hopefully they'll want to wait for me. But if they don't want to, then, there's nothing I can do. But I would rather not bring 3 on and upset 3 people versus bringing 1 on and getting to keep that 1 person. So yeah, that's one of the things that I do. And then I have freelancers that once it's onboarded, everything's working smoothly, then I can hand things off and then work on onboarding the next one. But yeah, and then that just helps with drought as well, because if you have clients lined up, then your drought isn't as bad when it does happen. And
I think when it's drought season is the best when you start thinking about marketing. I think what I learned from being a business person is no seasons is called an easy or down season. If you have a drought period, that's the best time to think about your marketing strategy. That's the best time to go out and networking. That's the best time for you to make plan to get ready for the overflow.
Exactly.
Collaborate. Collaborate is the key.
Yes.
And I think for me, always working with people who appreciate your service. Doesn't matter how much they pay you. If they don't appreciate you, then I don't know that will be,
Yeah. No, I love that because, you know, even if they're paying you a lot of money, if they don't appreciate you, they're out the door
Yeah,
so fast. And so you know, like you said, it doesn't matter. It doesn't
right,
matter what they're
right.
paying you.
Well, that's just us, but you can do
You
whatever,
do what you want. Yeah. And
Right,
sometimes
right.
you don't know until you get started with someone. And then you're like, oh,
It's a lot of
they
heartache
don't
and
understand my
headache.
worth. Yeah. And so it's up to you. Do you re-educate them or do you let them go? You know,
Yeah,
it's just part of it.
yeah.
One of the things.
A lot of my clients in the past, when in my previous career, was, my new business now is servicing in mindset speaking, and I am more of an influencer than a thought leader, than a product producing, delivering. I'm trying to produce the mindset. But in the past, my business is more about tangible product that you can see, you can touch, you can feel.
Mhm.
Um, and I learned a lot from that. I learned a lot from having those business time. A lot of my clients become my long-term friends.
Mhm.
They're not a client anymore. They become part of the family. They become part of the culture, part of who I am. Uh, they go beyond the product. They go to the point that they appreciate me as a person. And you
Mhm.
want that. You want that in your life, because if the people only appreciate what you can produce, which is fine. I mean, we exchange money for product, right?
Mhm.
Um, but it will go deeper if they really appreciate you as a friend, as a person.
Mhm.
Then life is much more enriched, because it doesn't matter what career you change. And I still have a back wall of support people who follow me, even though I don't
Mhm.
produce window treatment anymore. And they still applause, they still, have my back, and they still give me a place, a soft landing. If I fail, they come back
Yeah.
and say, you did a good job. You tried. Don't get discouraged. And you need that in life. You need that in life.
Oh yeah, you do. Yeah, everywhere. Yeah, I agree with that. And I think when you're approachable and you're easy to work with, you're fun to work with, you do
Mhm.
make lifelong friends. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, she's going to my kid's birthday party kind of friend. It could be just someone who's always rooting for you, no matter
Yeah.
what. And that is, I mean, it's huge, especially as an entrepreneur business owner. Like there are some days when it is one person's kind word that kept you going. And
Yeah.
so it is good to cultivate that
Yeah.
large group of people. And, you know, with my clients, you know, I try to keep boundaries in place so that they're, I don't want anyone to move me over into like too much of a friend zone just because
Right.
that causes issues
Right.
too. But, you know, I am rooting for them 100%, actually
Yeah.
200%.
Yeah.
And how can you not
Right.
have that kind of relationship when you're rooting so hard for someone
Right.
to do so well?
Right.
But what's really cool is then when clients do that for you too. And so that's when those like relationships start and the friendships start.
Right.
And
Well,
I
I got
think
to
that's
clarify the
amazing.
reason that my clients become such a great friends, because they allow me to go to their most intimate place, like their bedroom, their bathroom, their home, because I did, decorating and their window treatment. So part of it's that conversation that is deeper than just the surface. Not
Mhm.
all of them, but a few of them we become. Um, the same thing in life. Sometimes you click with a person, you go beyond. You just have to use your judgment.
Mhm.
And I know we're talking about the soil, the fertilizing, and the preparing, the drought, the overflow of rain and work and whatnot. And we get into a person relationship, and it's the same concept. Sometimes you just need to make room. I mean, if your friendship, when your kids are young and you see each other in the karate, you sit there and you talk about things, and you grow the kids together. That was a period that you're close friends with. You have that same alignment of purpose, and then you outgrow it. It's fine. If you are not friends anymore, but the past is still beautiful, and it makes you leave room for new seed, for new friendship.
Mhm.
So don't
Yeah.
don't hold anything. I've been a little bit in my life, And I have traveled to the place that I seen that people I kindle with back then. Now we have different purpose. We have a different vision. We have a different path in life. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean that we just don't make a lot of time. And this is okay. You just keep go on and cultivate new relationship. And,
Yeah.
you know,
I
and
love
still always preparing for that drought and for that overflow with new support, with
that.
new people.
Yes, I love that. I think that's such a great point. And everything's cyclical. So even friendships and
Yeah.
relationships and yeah, everything else. And yeah, I think that's such a good point. I love that.
Yep. So I know so it's gonna be a short podcast because I know Ash-Lea's having a vacation coming up.
Yes. So
So
excited.
yeah, and I am looking forward. We might surprise you. Ash-Lee doesn't even know this. We might do a podcast outdoor when we meet each other face to face. What do you think?
That would be cool. I'll
Oh
have
my
to
gosh, yeah.
see what I'm wearing. I might have beach hair. We'll
It's
see.
okay. We are natural. I mean, I think that what I like about Ash-Lee and what I like about thing is doing things spontaneously. For me, it's about the moment. We do
Mhm.
plan things that we talk ahead, but we're not down to the T with the I's, dot and the T cross, because for me, that's kind of rigid. And I'm a creative person, even though, yes, I had a scientific background and I need to, dot my I's and cross my T all the time when I was in that world, because if I don't, I might get explosion in the lab.
No one needs that.
And even so, at that time, I was still doing little creative thing at the moment type of thing. But now I'm in a creative world and I love doing thing at the moment. And you just don't know what we're going to come up with. And we're just going to keep trying to surprise you and even surprise us. And that's the fun part.
Yes, I love that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we should just no, we could do it with our phones or yeah. We'll have to
I
think
don't know.
about
We'll think about it because I think it would be fun. It would be fun, but can't
yeah.
promise. If we can't, then we're just gonna come back to the office and see you with our four wall closing
Uh-huh.
in.
Yeah. The podcast might be me coming out of the water with a snorkel mask on.
But who knows? If we can't do a podcast because we don't have the right sound, we might do a live. Oh my God, are we scaring you yet?
We'll
So
figure something out.
yeah, we will. And
Now
we
I'm like, now
promise.
my brain's coming up with ideas. I'm like, oh, I'm
Isn't
already
it
thinking.
fun? Isn't it
Yes.
fun? I love fun stuff. And I think, if you are following us, please share us with your friends.
Mhm.
Please make some noise so we know you're listening. And if you need help, both Ash-Lee and I, we love to be part of your journey. If we can help you with anything, just fire the questions and we will respond. You get
Yeah.
2 new friends. Take advantage of it.
Yeah. Your besties are here. Come talk to us.
Yes. Yes. Ash and Lee.
Yay, that's us. Okay, well, hopefully everybody has a wonderful weekend, enjoying the very last of summer. I know literally that's my list every weekend is what can I fit in this weekend?
Yes.
And yep, before school starts, before the nights start happening even earlier, before fall comes, like, I don't know, I'm trying to get everything in. So if you guys are too, I hope your weekend is full and wonderful and fun and relaxing.
Yes. And we are all about changing mindset. I think it's very critical. Ash-Lee is really expert in organizing your social life and structure your business, but she's also mindset heavily gear, because without a mindset, it's hard to change. And I'm all about speaking. If you know any organizations that need motivation speaker, I would love to come out and share my story, historical truth story of my life of how I escaped Vietnam and
Mhm.
how did I make out to this life and be brave enough to sit here and talk to the thin air, and which will air out to the public. Who knows who's listening to? But it's all about exploring the unknown. It's all about trusting yourself and keep one foot forward at a time,
Yeah.
and just keep daring yourself to
Yeah,
improve.
I love that. Keep daring yourself.
Yeah. And that's
Write
what
that
we
down,
were here.
everybody. Yes.
Keep daring yourself. And you'll be glad, and find somebody that who believe in you
Mhm.
and dare you, and you dare her. Like I dare Ash-Lea all the time, and she dares me all the time. And that's how this podcast is born, from
Yeah.
us daring each other.
Yeah, I love it. And if you need someone, come to us.
Mhm.
Comment on the podcast. We'll
Yeah.
happily chat with you. And
Yeah.
yeah, I love
All
it.
right, sign up, sign in. Ash-Lea, what's your sign up? What's your page for people to sign up?
Let's see. Let's do. I'm going to do the patreon.com/inspire starter. And that's a good one for
Inspire
entrepreneurs.
Starter. Yes.
Inspire Starter. So that's a good one for entrepreneurs and small business owners. If you're looking for a way to promote your products and services and you feel like you're saying the same thing every day, this is going to help you get new ideas. It's going to help you create a content plan, and it's going to hopefully help just keep it fun for you, because sometimes life's overwhelming and you need fun.
Yeah. And she gets tons of idea. Trust me, she does. And if you want to connect with me, just go leatran.com. And we both have a Facebook group. It's called Build Your Own Boat Community, where we put inspiration, and just join the group. Everything is free. Everything is free. So take advantage. And we love to help you bringing your drought season and your rainy season to a stable season, so you can always rip, what is it called? Rip the harvest, the good harvest.
I'm like, I don't know now. What is it called? Okay. It's Friday.
All right. Have a wonderful weekend ahead, and we will see you again in the next episode. I think this is number 6. Or
I think this is 8.
8. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We're doing good. We're doing good.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. We're going to jack this up, and have a great weekend, everyone. We hope to see you and hear from you.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.